Hey there, Pinheads. Jack Danger here, and we are coming to you with your very first Ask Jack follow-up video. I got this really fun uh, suggestion box. So if you got some, I found. Look at this cool sticker I found. The Stern Pinball design. If you got some cool stickers, send them to Stern. Maybe I'll throw them on here. But we got a lot of great questions, and I'm going to do my best to read them off and answer them. All right, so let's dig into our first question here. We got Greg says, one of the things I've wanted has been Bluetooth connection to headphones, among some other awkward things you wrote here. Yes, Bluetooth from headphones is coming. It is not out immediately, but it will be rolled out soonish. Mark Guidarelli, who's in charge of executing all these fun things for Spike 2, Spike 3, is working diligently on that, and it is on its way. So thank you for your question, Greg. Good job. Our next question is from David. David asks, with regards to Spike 3, to what extent of the Spike 3 platform is used in Star Wars? You may have heard George Gomez talk on this a little bit. We have Spike 3 in the new Star Wars Fall of the Empire game. You've seen some semblances of Spike 3 in other games like the Star Wars home game, and there's more to come. So Spike 3 is this new platform boost that's going to see a lot of really awesome stuff, and it's just getting started. So hang on tight if you want, or don't. That's up to you. All right, Phil asks, will Insider Connected get any more features in the future? Yeah, yes. We have a lot of conversations about what we want to do with this platform, and we can do a lot, and we've got a ton of ideas. We just have to execute it. So yes, there's more to come for Insider, and I don't see it ever becoming stagnant. It will always have something new and exciting coming out for Insider Connected. Soup. That's a great name. Soup asks, well, oh, this is a good one. Will my R2-D2 topper work on the new Star Wars Fall of the Empire game? The answer to that is no. So the R2-D2 topper for the 2017 Star Wars will not work on the new Star Wars Fall of the Empire game, but the topper that is coming out for Star Wars Fall of the Empire will work on your 2017 Stern Star Wars. So that will be backwards compatible, but your R2 topper will not be forward compatible. So hopefully that clears that up for you. David asks, are Spike 3 boards backwards compatible with Spike 2? This was an interesting thing that I actually just learned not too long ago, is that your Spike 2 games, some folks were a little concerned, like, oh, you're aging out Spike 2, so Spike 3, which means Spike 2 parts might become unavailable. What's great about Spike 3 is you can replace your Spike 2 board with a Spike 3 board as a replacement. And what's cool about that is, along with the better sound and the larger screen and the HDMI audio out, you can replace, say, Foo Fighters back here. With a Spike 3 board system, you'll get a bigger screen, better audio, and the direct out, and it's not an upgrade, it's sort of a side grade. So your Spike 2 games will be able to live in perpetuity thanks to the backwards compatibility of the Spike 3 system. Cool. I'm excited for that. Michael asks, will Star Wars Fall of the Empire have unlicensed music options similar to Mando? I didn't know the answer to this, so I reached out to Ray, and Ray says, yes, there will be an unlicensed or a streamer mode for y'all that like to stream. So there you go. No DMCA hits to you, friends. Make that ad money. Man, we got so many questions in here. Jonathan asks, does Stern offer financing? No, we don't. I don't think we do. Probably should have double checked that. Probably not. No? Maybe not. All right, so Keith asks, when will we see Insider Connected upgrade kits for existing owners? So for like the original runs of the home games, that is a conversation that we do have internally. It isn't a no. We just got to find a way forward with that. All right? So I'm not saying no, but I'm also not saying yes. But I'm not saying no. It's not a no. I want it too. I got an OG Jurassic Park home over here that I would love to start getting my badges on. This thing, look at this thing. It's cute. Give me some, I need some stickers to put on this thing. It's a little depressing. It's stern red, I believe is the PMS color. So we have some like non-Spike 3, non-Star Wars questions. Like Daniel, for instance, asks, have you ever considered doing a live stream that focuses on how to live stream? I think I've put a lot of content out there about live streaming, and there's been a ton of new streamers over the years that have shown up to show how they do it. So I think there's plenty of content out there to learn from. But if you really want to see how I did it, go to deadflip.com, and there's a whole area for how to live stream. It might be a little outdated though, but you'll get the gist. This is a good one. Robert asks, when Stern was purging before the move, how many unreleased game drawings did you find? So if you're unfamiliar, when Stern was moving from Lunt to where we are now, we had a bunch of like old boxes that we were just throwing away, and I was like, whoa, let me dig through them, and I found a whole bunch of old drawings and Mylars for games, both released and unreleased, and I definitely found several titles that I remember seeing the tag on it and going, that was a game, opening it up, seeing a full play field, and it was a game that was never produced with a theme that was never made, and I have all of those sitting in my office at Stern. They're really, really cool. I probably can't show any of you any of it. All right, here's a cool question from Mark. It says, can we add QR codes to the attract screen that takes you straight to the game's official rule sheet? That is an awesome recommendation. And to be absolutely honest, I feel like that's something we should already have. And if we don't, then that is a conversation we need to strike up immediately, because that just makes sense, right? Have a way to like flip through attract mode. There's a QR code, boom, right to the rule sheet. Awesome recommendation, Mark. Thank you so much. All right, so here's a cool question. Chase asks, could Stern put together a tech academy to teach techs how to get better at fixing pinball machines? I paraphrased there. I think that's an awesome idea. What's interesting about pinball is the knowledge of fixing them is so tribal. Like, it is knowledge that you had to learn yourself or someone had to just tell you. And there really is no like rule sheet on how to fix, why is my game weird? Why is it not working right? You know? So some formal training on that actually would be an incredible idea. And I know Kyle Spiteri is making some videos for us specifically at Stern to address certain things, but I think an overarching tech school would be phenomenal. That would be awesome. But here's a streaming question. Francis asks, what do you use in your studio for best lighting to play pinball? Dark walls and ceilings? The only thing you need when it comes to streaming, you don't need anti-glare glass. You don't need to paint your walls any special color. You don't need to do any of that. You just need to be able to control the light and the angles in your room, right? So learning, I've just got 2 panel lights. Usually when I'm streaming, I keep all the lights out in the room I'm in, and I just use these 2 lights to bounce light off the play field and also illuminate my face. And that goes a long way. Just make sure you get your angles of the cameras right. Make sure you're not picking up any of the reflection of the lights on the glass. Takes a little trial and error, but you don't have to go above and beyond with all of this extra stuff. You just need a couple of lights, make sure you're hitting your angles right, and you are good to go. I promise you. I've been doing this for like 10 plus years, and I try to keep this as minimal as possible. 2 lights, get your angles, call it a day. All right, well, last question from Rod asks, who would win in a fight, a taco or a grilled cheese sandwich? Well, the answer to that is also a question. What type of taco is it? Hard shell, soft shell? That could go any which way. Grilled cheese, what's the bread made out of? There really is no proper answer to that, but I do appreciate the question. And with that, I think we're going to close the lid on this. That was probably really loud. Internet, if you have any questions in general about anything pinball related for myself or for Stern Pinball, reach out to askjack@sternpinball.com, or weekly we will be posting a question for you to answer or for you to ask questions to me so that I can address them. Thank you so much for all of your participation in this. Send me some stickers to put on this baby, okay? I love you, Internet. I'll see you on the next one. Hope that didn't suck.